Here comes the pitch, and it comes in wide. And the count now is 1-1 to Jackie Robinson.
There's something I really appreciate about the rap supergroup. A set of already established rappers who come together to not just collaborate, but to form an entirely new entity. One of my favorite supergroups might be the one with the least amount of music, but their impact is still being felt 30 years later, and that group is the Crooklyn Dodgers. The Crooklyn Dodgers have had 3 incarnations over the years, each with a different lineup of Brooklynites. The group was first assembled in 1994 by Spike Lee for the soundtrack of his film Crooklyn. Spike had always incorporated hip-hop music and culture into his films, so this was the logical next step. He had Q-Tip produce the song Crooklyn, and got Tip to Nick Fury his own Brooklyn Avengers together. He called Masta Ace from the Juice Crew, Buckshot from Black Moon, and Special Ed. These 3 MCs were all Brooklyn natives, and their MCing embodied what Brooklyn hip-hop was all about. The lyric-first grit and truth in all of their words was exactly what Spike was going for with his most personal film yet. The 3 recorded the song originally based on the title Crooklyn Dodgers, assuming that it would be a hard and street film. Spike heard this version and loved the song, but still wanted something that felt closer to his cinematic vision. So he had the 3 MCs get an early screening of the film, and they immediately understood what to do. The final version of this song that we got is one of the best songs of 1994. Each of the 3 MCs have their own distinct flair, and piece together their Brooklyn memories and their feelings as a Brooklynite to make a dope piece of New York hip-hop history. Q-Tip even cut in some samples of famous Brooklyn lyrics, and the result is a perfect song. Q-Tip produced the song with the help of Evil D and Ali Shaheed Muhammad. Each MC trades small verses like they're in a cipher based in the borough. Special Ed raps about the different side effects of growing up in the city and the mental toll it takes on a kid. Ace hypes up the song with his Brooklyn pride, calling back to 70s TV show characters, linking the throwback to the now. And Buckshot brings the chilled out Brooklyn swagger, rattling off local references that hold the song down in Brooklyn reality. The track was recorded in Special Ed's The Dollar Cab Lab, and the 3 MCs were able to build chemistry pretty quickly. They originally wanted Old Dirty Bastard to be on this record too, but according to Q-Tip, while they were screening the movie, ODB stood up after 10 minutes and said, "Man, ain't nobody getting shot in this movie," and then just walked out. Spike and the group had talks to even record a full album as the Crooklyn Dodgers, and while Ace and Ed were down, Buckshot declined to focus on what he had going on with Duck Down. The following year, Spike decided to reassemble the group for his next film, Clockers. This film is a little darker and sadder than Crooklyn, so he needed to get some different MCs to change the vibe up and become the new Crooklyn Dodgers 95. This time around he got DJ Premier to make the beat, at the height of his power. And this is one of the most iconic beats of the 90s in my opinion. As great as the first Crooklyn Dodgers song was, Primo took it to a whole nother level. On this edition were Chub Rock, J-Rue the Damager, and OC. These 3 MCs were supremely talented, and each with an even more different sound than the last batch. Everything from their voices, to the way they string words together, and their overall presence on the track. These 3 MCs showed the versatility of what Brooklyn had to offer at the time. Chub Rock absolutely slides on this track, with this baritone bombardment of bars about the crack epidemic, adding social consciousness to the group's repertoire. OC continues these themes in his own style of imagery, weaving these picturesque descriptions of Brooklyn throughout his life, and J-Rue combines the two with the knowledge he drops and the poetic way that he unveils his words. Primo even sampled some Brooklyn bars from the first song to add a link between the two, and they got Masta Ace back to do a little intro for the song, creating a unison between each edition of the group. Now this is the end of the first official run of the Crooklyn Dodgers, as brought to us by Spike Lee, but in 2007, producer Ninth Wonder made a 3rd edition of the group himself, on the song Brooklyn in My Mind. I'm not sure if a North Carolina producer like Ninth has the authority to make an official entry into the Brooklyn Dodgers canon, but the song that he was able to make definitely lives up to the supergroup's history. The lineup for this 3rd rendition of the Crooklyn Dodgers was Jean Grey, Mos Def, and Memphis Bleek, 3 of the most skilled and respected Brooklyn MCs from that decade. He incorporated some classic Brooklyn vocal samples, just like the previous 2 producers did, and each MC tore this thing up, living up to the Brooklyn Dodgers name. Now this is the end of the Crooklyn Dodgers as we know them, but Brooklyn hip-hop is still alive and thriving, so I challenge Spike Lee to assemble a new edition of the Crooklyn Dodgers for his next movie. Let me know down in the comments who you want to see in the next edition of the Crooklyn Dodgers. For me, there's a lot of artists to choose from. First off, I would definitely bring back Master Ace to provide that link between the first and second editions of the crew. Then I would definitely grab Joey Badass as one of the most popular Brooklynites from the last decade. I might want to get Michi Darko from the Flatbush Zombies to provide that Chub Rock-esque flair and energy. And then you know we have to have some underground representation, so I would close it out with Your Old Droog. And if we're lucky, maybe we can get Ka from Brownsville in here too. A few smaller artists have released their own sequels to the Crooklyn Dodgers legacy over the years. The ones that I know of are Crooklyn Dodgers 07 by Sav Kills, Teflon, Shabam Sadiq, and Steel. There also was a Crooklyn Dodgers 4 by Thurston Howell III, Daddio, and Indigo Phoenix. And then just this year, Chapo, Bardastar, and Mike Deliricist released a 2024 version. So the spirit of Crooklyn lives on. The Crooklyn Dodgers hold such an interesting place in hip-hop history because they have such a cool and respected legacy while really only existing on the soundtrack to a couple of movies. There's no other group like them. Brooklyn has played such an integral part to hip-hop over the course of the past 50 years, and the Dodgers are just a small part of that history, but they are one of the things that best represents what makes Brooklyn hip-hop so great. Thanks for watching, everybody. Like I said before, make sure to drop a comment for who you think should be in the next edition of the Crooklyn Dodgers. If you want to like the video and subscribe to the channel, that is always appreciated. Make sure to check out my Patreon at patreon.com/DefGoldblum if you want more hip-hop related content from me. And if you love movies like Crooklyn or Clockers, I also have a second channel called Def Gold Film, so check that out as well. And as always, I got a lot more headed your way, so stay tuned, stay safe, and stay def. Thanks for watching.